Let's go.
Oh my goodness, you're here!
Sorry, I was late. It didn't come up as live on Instagram.
How rude, Instagram.
I know, I was waiting, and then I went, actually, I don't think Ibby would be this late. And then I came back on and it was live. I'm here, yay.
Oh my God, thank you for joining us, Sarah. You're amazing.
How are you?
I'm very good. I'm really excited to see you again. I haven't seen you for a very long time. How you been?
Pretty good. We were just saying the other day, the last time I saw you, I was having such a big panic attack. I thought I was going to have to go to hospital. And you both came over and you looked after me and you popped champagne.
I remember that night very clearly, and I was speaking to you on the phone the other day. It's like, it was so much fun. Thank you for calling me to come and take you. It's like, Eddie, can you come over? Because something's going on. I was like, yeah, I'm there. It doesn't matter.
God, it was so good of you because Beck was out of town and I was on my own and I was like, okay, I'm going to walk up to Footscray Hospital. But then I realised, what was I going to do once I was there? Just say, I'm scared of what? No. Just
and
scared.
we came over and we had a beautiful time.
It was so nice, wasn't it? I love it too.
Yeah. Thank you. It's Queen Kong. Represents. Yes. And I was very thankful that you called me, because sometimes when you're in that kind of state, you tend to keep it to all yourself and then let anybody know and deal with your anxieties solo. And I'm so thankful that you called out and said, I'm not okay, come over.
Thank you so much. I went on meds after that.
Like,
why? I've been in therapy for 20 years. It hasn't, it's got better, but it's not, it's at the point where it's like, why should I have to be scared every day?
we all...
I'm not scared every day anymore.
Well, that's really awesome to hear. Thank the people above, that you're not, because it's really a hard place to be in. Like, I've been in that space as well, where every day is very hard to get up and to function, and you just got to rely on your close loved ones to support you in this sense, and just talk and be open. And this is how I'm feeling today. I'm not feeling that great, so I need your help, and that's okay.
Yeah, and just that thing of, it doesn't even matter if you can't tell a person why you're scared. Anxiety often just presents as a physical feeling. And you can't say, you just don't know. You can't pinpoint it.
Absolute.
Yeah.
And it's debilitating.
So, yeah, thank you for being there for me. I'll never forget that.
Oh my God, it was an absolute pleasure and honor, and I'm happy that we got through it together. Yeah.
There's some pretty cool people watching.
Oh my God, hello everyone, and pretty cool people watching, and pretty cool people that I'm interviewing right now is you. You're amazing.
Well, Ben Bennett's another one of my friends who has seen me at my worst.
I'm blessed. Hey Ben, how you doing?
Hi, Ben.
Bless you. Champagne, exactly. Champagne is needed at this time.
Look, whatever gets you through the night, as it goes, it's all right. It's all right.
So hey, how we've been closed for a long period of time, and this Checking In with Chuckle is a way that we can connect with our artists and our audiences. And how have you been coping in this ISO period?
Look, I've actually been interestingly, I've been up and down.
Yeah,
but
as we all have.
Hey, because a part of what I do too is teach little people singing. So I have been engaged in their life a little bit.
Yeah.
So I haven't had, I reckon if I wasn't teaching little people, I probably would be a little bit more lost.
Yeah.
There's something about having to stay buoyant and stay positive for them.
Absolutely.
Because I don't have children and I don't want children, but I like but I like having them in my life. And I think it's really important to have relationships with younger people, because you learn about the younger generation, you learn what they're worried about, what they're passionate about, what they're excited about, and you learn about neural diversity. And I'm really excited by the children I work with. And I'm also making music for Asphyxia, who's a deaf artist based in Byron, who I collaborated with on Queen Kong. And
Oh, wow.
I'm in the process at the moment of teaching her how to write her own music, which seems almost like an impossible task, but we've come up with our own language, our own way, the way we write, and using GarageBand, and yeah,
That's amazing.
yeah, so that's been really inspiring as well. And then on top of that, little things like this, Ibby, that keep me engaged with my community.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the one thing I do have like sadness about and regrets about at the moment is that I'm not seeing enough of the people I love, like
Yeah.
face to face.
Yeah, yes.
And then I worry that maybe I don't anyway.
Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean.
I don't see enough of the people I really love anyway.
Yes.
And COVID-19's made that really obvious.
Yeah.
When you're a freelance artist and an independent performer, you never stop.
Yeah, exactly. And it gives us the time to appreciate those people that we haven't seen in our lives for a long time, and the people that are important to us, like our family and our closest loved ones. That you think, oh, once we get out of this, I'm going to come and see you, and I'm going to hang out and make an effort, like, because it's kind of like a blocker. And this is and this is giving us an opportunity to think, oh, what's important to me? What's who am I missing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, and I think that's been a hard, like, especially when we had no contact at all. It was very hard for me to stay away from my immediate family, or because I'm living solo. It's about connecting.
I didn't know that it'd be you're on your own, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That's different.
Yeah. So
Because you're quite social.
yeah, absolutely. I love my friends and my gang, and if I don't have those people, I'll go. I don't know where I'll be. You know what I mean? Without my family and friends, like, who are my biggest support network and my inspiration. Like, if I didn't have you guys, thank God for the telephone. But at this present time.
Oh, yeah. That's my picture of you. You're in a room full of people and you're just like, you know how some people have, like, it's like they've got a follow spot that permanently follows them around? You're not a diva.
No.
You're just generous. You got a lot of love.
Oh.
It's like you walk around like this.
Solitude!
Exactly.
Yeah. that little lyric is from Yana Alana's song "Dinosaur Egg," which is a cover, but this song I've been playing.
Dinosaur Egg.
Dinosaur Egg I've been playing on rotation for the last week.
Oh, I wish I'd looked up the chords to Dinosaur instead. As I was talking, I was just looking up because I might be able to play that. Let's keep talking. Doesn't look like Play Dinosaur Egg.
It's one of my favorite songs, and in that show Covered, when you sing that song, we got it on our Instagram IGTV feed. I'll put it on our IGTV today because it's phenomenal performance, and you gave me goosebumps throughout the whole song. Out of control, you know.
That's so great.
It's one of those songs that take me on the journey, and that it gives me highs. It gives me it gives me the goosebumps like so much, and it's such a beautiful people check it.
Song. It's just so kooky.
Tortured spirit, oh tortured spirit, when will you appear? 'Cause I've got a million people coming over on Friday, and I don't wanna have to scare the shit out of them.
Yeah, it's a pretty excellent song. I mean, Scout Niblet we saw playing in San Francisco, and we fell in love with her.
Is that how you got to know her music? Like when you saw it
Yeah.
at San Fran? Yeah.
Dancing along to her, and she's just really like a genuine kook.
Yeah.
I really like her a lot. It looks like it's going to be just repeated chords over and over and over again. Have you got it? Are you looking it up for me, Beck?
Hello, Beck. She's
It's my partner,
amazing.
Beck.
Partner in crime, Beck. Who's the most amazing drummer in the world?
She's my and now she's trying to help me.
For less.
Past and now I'm in the future.
She said I was watching from the past and now I'm in the future.
As you do. Oh, Daniel Clark's in the house as well. Bless him. Hello, Daniel. We love your work. You're amazing.
Oh, Daniel's saying hello, Beck.
Oh my goodness.
Daniel Clark saying hello.
Yes. So, tell me about your background, Sarah.
As in, what
How
part
did you get into music and performing?
Okay, I'm going to go down a little bit of a funny path.
Yes.
So it depends where you pick it up from, but I
Yeah.
think for me, I was always a performer, and I talk about this a little bit at the moment, that sometimes my authenticity or my kind of, because I love being honest and I'm really attracted to honest people, but this
Yeah.
kind of authenticity, like this straight upness, and also this like performing thing that I do, which is pretty natural because it's a polite thing to do rather than just go, yeah, hi. But a part of that is about protecting myself. So the really interesting thing is sometimes, like I think like from a very young age, I got really, really good at kind of going, over here, over here, over here, while I was inside going, find a happy place, find a happy
Oh,
place.
wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think performing for me wasn't just something I enjoyed, but also I really, I like a survival mechanism. And I think that if you were to kind of break that down, there's quite a few performers like that, particularly comedians.
Yes.
I'm going to make you laugh. I'm going to make you laugh because I'm crying inside, like that kind of thing. That wasn't always the case, but yeah, I was pretty messed up. I was a messed up kid. But performing was always something I did. I never stopped doing it. I really enjoyed it. And then I went into high school and I performed in all the school productions and I did all of that jazz. And then I left and I went into acting school. And then I graduated from acting school and I decided never to act because I hated acting so much.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then I created a hip-hop feminist queer act with Candy Bowers and her sister Kim Bowers called Sister She.
It's the she.
Yeah, and then we did all this stuff all around Australia, performing and played on Triple J and all of that stuff. And then from there, I created Yana and Alana, and then that sort of had its own life. And now I feel like I'm at the point where I'm a performer as much as I am a community artist, like where community and art intersect.
Yes.
Like I'm really passionate about facilitating other people's artistry as well.
Yeah, you share your gift with everyone. Like it's pretty amazing.
It's pretty rewarding.
Yeah.
Like it's that idea too of that give a person a fish and they'll eat for a day, teach a person to fish and they'll eat forever. I feel like there's a similar thing with art. A lot of people think it's a really elusive thing, but actually we're all creative beings.
Yeah.
We're all acts of creation, and I'm not talking religious, I'm talking science.
Yeah.
It depends which angle you see it from, but yeah, I think that we're all unique little bits of stardust, and we all have something to say or something to play or something that we want to express. And sometimes we just need someone to say, here's the floor, or here's the mic, or here's some paper.
Yeah. Giving them a chance. But I think teaching also takes you out of yourself as well.
Yeah.
It takes you out of your own head. Because I started teaching as well back in the day. I wanted to be a primary school teacher before I got into the theatre. But I loved, interacting with the kids because it got me, it got me into their mind space, and that's what I loved most about when I was in my teaching rounds. That I was like, I was a kid again, and I got to experience what it was like to be like thinking what they're thinking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it took me out of my own worries and what Ivy was feeling. It was more of like, oh, what's this kid feeling like? I want to teach them and be empowered and learn new stuff. And it's so rewarding and takes you out of your own headspace, which is what I find.
Yeah, I agree. And I also think that there's too much of a kind of mythology in the arts around, the fact that arts practices like visual art or performing arts or music or whatever, all of those art forms are more valid than working in community or community engagement, art and community engagement, which is such a shame. But I do think that's really going to change now.
Yes.
Because there's no opportunity for performing at the moment. So artists probably now have to go, okay, maybe it's okay. Maybe it's valid. Maybe it's going to feed me in ways I didn't realize.
Absolutely. And a lot of
I'm actually really lucky, Ibby, that I came to this before COVID hit.
Yes.
Because before that, I was really dead set on just being a performer, and I had my sort of mindset on being an international export. I thought, I've had cancer. I've had like some pretty shit health issues that have stopped me. I'm going to Edinburgh. I'm taking my award-winning show there, and I want to be an international export. And it was just, although it was a success, it didn't fly, and it wasn't easy. And I thought to myself, okay, I'm going to have to work so hard if I'm going to be an international performer, because it didn't happen naturally for me like it happened for other people.
Yeah.
So it was gut-wrenching for a tiny bit, but only for a tiny bit. And then I went, maybe I didn't actually want to do that anyway. Maybe that was something I thought I should do or had to do.
The trajectory.
Yeah.
Being in Australia and getting all these acclaims, what's the next best thing? What can be higher, and you get exhausted.
Exactly. You think that's the only pathway, but also because there's not enough employment here, even without COVID. So you do, like I actually heard from a producer once when she went to try and sell one of my shows to the Sydney Festival. One of the ADs said, "Oh, we've seen her." It's like, oh, okay, so I only get to perform once.
Yeah, well, see you later. Bye.
Okay, bye.
That's awful.
it's like that's heartbreaking, and that's why
Yeah,
artists go overseas, because they're like, okay, you don't, unless you're international,
yeah,
unless you go overseas, become someone, and come back, they don't want to book you.
yeah,
So, well, I don't want to say they, not all of them, but you
yeah.
know, a lot of the major festivals, and particularly mainstream festivals and stuff. So I understand why people do. But then when I came back from Edinburgh, I went, stuff this. What else do I love doing? And because I started that pathway when COVID hit, I stayed employed.
Yeah, well, so thank God for that. Smart move, 99.
I didn't know. What
Well,
about you, Ivy? Have you been what have you been up to over this time in terms of work and stuff?
well,
Much or
I feel like I've been busier than it was pre-COVID. You know what I mean? Like in thinking like what to do next to keep us connected with you guys and keep us connected with our audiences is what I've been focused most on. And you know,
yeah.
it's difficult because you know you have yeah you want to go into the theatre and you know we'll do all this stuff and then you think oh no we can't do it because you know the government and our you know regulations say no. So I have to go okay let's get back let's get you know the team at Chapel of Chapel is so supportive. So we always you know twice a week we get together and have these you know great Zoom meetings and just we've been thinking creatively more so than ever which has been really awesome. Like we haven't, which is I think, which is the great part of you know this unfortunate incidents.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I've been really thankful that we've been connecting with our audiences. Like you know, we have interstate um, audiences now that we've been connecting with Chicken with Chapel. Um, yeah, just trying to think of the different ways that we can connect with our audience without being in person. Yeah, which has been yeah, it's exhausting because I'm usually in an office and we bounce ideas with each other, and when you're at home, you're thinking, I've got this idea, and I overthink it sometimes, and I just you know jump on the phone. What do you think of this? You know, it's just different, but it's been challenging and exciting, and um, most of all, it's been yeah, pretty thankful, tap wood, that we have an awesome team and that we're supported by people that you know invest in us and want us to grow and not be forgotten, you know, because you
That's right.
can,
That's
yeah,
right.
because you can just go, okay, we're closed now. Don't worry about anything. We don't want to connect with anyone. We're closed. But that's the last thing on my mind. And yeah, I'm so passionate about Chapel of Chapel that you know, yeah, as you know, I want to stay connected with everyone and make sure everyone's okay and hopefully one day we get back together again. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean,
Yeah,
mm, yeah, there's some wonderful company. I mean, Dan Clark's here at the moment watching, I think, and
yeah.
Melbourne have been really
So,
wonderful allies of myself and so many artists.
yeah,
And then like Cabaret Festival have been so supportive, and
yes,
you know, there's been quite a few instances of even the other day, the Melbourne Comedy Festival contacted me and said, we did a fundraiser. You were going to be performing it up front. Here's some money, you know. The Maya Foundation just giving
yeah,
us help, like putting money into our bank account. You know, there's actually been an incredible amount of support and goodwill in a way that I feel like it's bringing us together so much stronger.
absolutely. And the recognition that how art, music, and performance is so important in our own headspace and our own growth that it's so appreciated that we're seeing now between each other's you know companies and sharing the love and making sure that everyone's okay and you know just staying connected. I think is the you know most important thing.
Oh yeah, united.
Yeah, united, and that's what you bring to us with Yana, Alana, and all you, yeah, and Queen Kong. That yeah, the empowerment that we're and solidarity that we're together in this.
Yeah, I like to do that.
Yes,
It's
absolutely.
I am a big fan of putting fragilities on stage so people know that they're not alone.
And you absolutely do that. And I thank you for that.
No worries, Ibby.
So, why ask you to sing a song for us?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking actually when you said about just before about hey Beck, let's do Cocoon. Sorry, she's in bed.
Oh, bless her. Hey, Beck.
The ukulele in, because what I'd like to do is I'd like to sing you a little song that Beck and I wrote together, and it's a song called Cocoon, and it's quite short, but we perform it every time we finish our Auntie Bear and Zaza show, which is a free show for the community for for families.
Which is another. Tell us about that before we go into the song.
So this is Beck.
Hey.
Yeah, hey, Beck.
Hey,
Hey, beautiful girl.
Talk about the song.
she's gonna come back anyway. What it's about is that
And-
there was
Auntie
Yeah.
Ben Zaza, tell me about that first before we get into the song.
oh yeah, so that
Yes.
was basically that we created a Footscray family group online.
Yeah.
And a whole bunch of people joined, and then on it we could see all of these families talking about how hard it was to engage their children, and in particular we sort of really felt, for those families who were queer families and,
Yes.
and that single parents and and those struggling or had lost their jobs and kind of with their mental health and stuff. We thought,
Yeah.
because we're basically aunties to so many children, and biologically, and we call ourselves heart aunties as well to very, very many children, particularly in the West. So we thought, let's put on this free half an hour every Thursday at 6 p.m. Just read some books, some of our favorite
It's so beautiful.
songs.
And I was meant to be looking after my nephew on Thursdays this year.
Oh, wow.
It happened that stopped, so that was kind of part of why it was Thursdays too.
So you're taking a whole lot more children.
Yeah, exactly. For a
And
month
it-
short time.
Yeah, exactly. We do. But you like I've seen them live, and you just so beautiful in your connection with the kids and stuff like that. You remember their birthdays and you talk to them. And I think it's such a beautiful thing that you guys are doing, and I just thank you so much for that. It's amazing.
It's great. Yeah. It feels really good to have no pressure associated with it, to literally just connecting with people with no outcome other than to connect. Yeah.
Which is
That's
what, yeah, that's what this is for.
It doesn't have to change. Actually, I was going to say it doesn't have to change the world, but it does change the world if someone feels listened to.
Exactly.
Very cute. Sorry, I know this is your session, but it was very cute when one of the families that listens live around the corner from us, and we were out for a walk, saw us, and the dad was like, "Oh, it's Auntie Bear and Zaza."
It's so beautiful to have that community spirit. To have that connection. It's like, look at them. I know them.
We wrote this little song about being in isolation, basically. So yeah.
Oh.
Safe in my cocoon, I am warm and fed. I can rest. I am growing. My cocoon hugs me. Then when it is time, I'll be ready to fly over rivers, through the trees, with my friends and family. We will fly together one day soon. But for now, I'm in my cocoon.
Woo! bloody beautiful. You
You
guys are. Thank you, Beck. You're amazing.
Beck said she's going back to the past now.
Beck.
She's going to go and watch herself.
Yes! On the delay. Bless her. So, what's inspired you now at the moment, music-wise,
Oh, look,
people-wise?
I'm going to be really, really honest with you.
Yeah.
Anyone would think that as an artist, I would be using this time as an opportunity to go through some of my favorite films or some reading blogs or listening to kind of podcasts that are life-changing and informative and politically agitating and excited. I am looking for anything that keeps me fucking calm.
Yeah.
And sometimes that is watching 8 episodes of Spanish soap operas.
It's so hard at the moment. Like, it's heartbreaking what's happening in the world right now and every time. But it's just so amplified. Now you just turn on, you go into your Facebook feed, you go to Instagram feed, and all you see is heartbreak. And we're all together in this, solidarity. But you got to keep your mental space as well. And I've been doing the same as well. I've been listening to, watching Golden Girls just to get my headspace.
But like, I honestly think one of the greatest gifts you can give a community is your sanity.
Yeah, absolutely.
And keeping yourself sane means, obviously it's really good to keep yourself informed, but just to be aware of who you are in it. So for example, for me, I'm really sensitive and I feel things almost too much in a way that's slightly a little bit not healthy. So for example, if I'm not like in a good mental headspace, like I remember this, I was in Flinders Street Station and I was looking around and then I saw a pigeon land and it had none of its feet. It just had like a stump and a leg. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
And the other ones, and I went, and I started to notice that nearly every single pigeon had little stumps and not. And then I started to spiral into why. What is it? The wire that we're putting up? Is it that they don't have access to good fit? And then I'm crying in Flinders Street about its stumpy feet. I mean, that is a problem, but there are bigger problems.
Exactly.
I lost perspective.
Yeah.
Lost my ability to, that's just not a way to be in the world. So, and I also made it about me.
Yeah.
In a way, because it was about how I was feeling about it. So, I mean, I didn't intentionally make it about me, but I do feel like when you're a little bit mental, when you've got anxiety,
yes.
you're a bit really unstable, just to kind of do what you need to do to keep yourself functional, safe, there for other people, there for yourself. I think that's okay. And if that means that you watch the Golden Girls or you watch Spanish soap operas or you watch that flower show, which I'm watching at the moment. I'm sorry to do an advertisement, but there's a most amazing flower competition show on Netflix that is giving me life.
Awesome.
I'm going to watch it after because it's the grand finals. But I just want to. I don't usually watch competition shows, but this is so much fun because it's all about flowers. So it's just that thing of going, okay, I'm going to take care of myself in this so that I'm not giving Ibby a call and saying, come over with champagne. I've lost my mind.
Well, exactly. Like, if you can't look after yourself, like, you have your own, let's say, how can you function?
I think it's generous. I think it's generous to take care of yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's so important.
It's selfish.
Yes.
But I'd rather be selfish than selfless. I'd rather have more of myself than less of myself. I guess what I'm trying to say is I'd rather know myself than be without myself.
Absolutely.
I think it is important to focus on what you need in order to function, and not feel bad about that, because then you can be there for other people
Properly.
instead of always relying on other people to get you through.
Yeah, exactly. Or being half exhausted and not be giving your full self to anything. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, and switching off, like it's it's relentless. Like you just look on Facebook and or the news or yeah.
So
I
inspiration at the moment is the idea of moving toward good health and good mental and physical health. So, for example, my inspiration is the Maribyrnong River.
me too. Sundays.
Well,
It's
I
it's
walk
it's
along
it's, it's my church.
it's the heart of the West.
Yes.
And let's not forget it this is where Aboriginal people for many generations lived, ate, met, and unfortunately I see people fish in it. I don't think they should be eating that fish, but whatever they do. But we don't swim in it now, and that's really sad. We've us colonialists have poisoned so many rivers, and there's a lot to grieve, but it is still alive, and it is the heart of this land, and it still has fish in it, and it still has birds, those sea fish that they fish in it. Have you
Yes.
seen it?
Yes.
Ben, you know it too. Ben Bennett lives in Ascot Vale, so he'd just walk down and see those birds diving in and getting the fish.
It's out of control.
So that's giving me inspiration. The children that I teach are giving me inspiration. Finding ways to make art more accessible to people that art hasn't been accessible to is my inspiration. Food is my inspiration.
Yes.
What food are you eating at the moment?
Food am I eating?
I to know in detail. In detail, at least one of them. Your favourite meal in detail.
Well, I made a Cajun chicken salad. I had a work colleague come over, and I was on a first COVID weeks. I was pretty good cooking myself, and then I got into a spiral of takeaway food for a week, which is quite bad. And then I was like, "Stop this! I'm not, I'm over it. Time to make friends with salad." So I made friends with salad again, and we're good friends now. So the Cajun chicken salad with egg and Cajun chicken fried up and mixed up with a beautiful salad was my favorite so far.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it inspired me from the pancake parlor because I used to work in a cinema back in the day, and there was a pancake parlor close by, and we used to go for our breaks to pancake parlor, and I used to order a Cajun chicken salad. I never used to order pancakes, and I kind of learned the recipe because having it so many times. How about you?
I've been really, a sinful. Like I've been having a few sinful desserts.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so I taught myself how to make chocolate custard.
Oh,
It's so
so addictive.
to eat. It's basically warm mousse.
Delicious.
But the other thing I'm really enjoying is just hearty soups and anything with potato in it.
Oh, yeah, potato.
Potato. But the other thing I taught myself to make was a tom yum soup, which blew my mind.
Wow. And successful?
Yeah, let me just say it's not hard.
Oh, really?
And it was vegetarian.
Amazing.
Yeah, all you need to do is get lemongrass and lime leaves, coriander, ginger, garlic, spring onions. That's pretty much it. And then add your things in, stir it around with some maybe a bit of lime juice, and you're done. I mean, if you eat meat, bit of fish sauce.
Sarah, I'm coming over.
It's amazing.
I'm coming over. Come on.
Tom yum started.
I want some tom yum. I love that. I love making soups, and I just go crazy with all the vegetables I have in my fridge, and just go chop them up and just chuck them in. Chicken. I make pretty good soups too.
There's something really great about making a huge pot of soup. I mean, Beck calls herself Beck to the future. Makes a massive soup, puts it in the freezer, and 2 months later you're like, I'm starving and we've got no money.
Soup.
It's in the freezer. And then she opens up the freezer door and goes, Back to the future.
We love Beck for that.
So good. Soup's really good like that. Keeps well.
Sarah, I've got a question for you. We are turning 25 this year. Chapel of Chapel.
Oh, gorgeous.
It is. So what advice would you give to your 25-year-old self?
Oh, 5. That's just before your Saturn returns. First thing I would say is your Saturn returns is dead set real. Brace your... because, and I think this would happen to a company as well. Saturn returns isn't something that you need to feel scared of. It's something that you should feel aware of, because it's a moment of incredible transformation.
Yes.
And I think Chapel of Chapel can prepare themselves probably for that anyway, because external forces are kind of moving Chapel of Chapel toward that. But I would say that, yes, you will transform. Change is hard, but necessary. And I would say sexuality is fluid. Because at that point, for me at 25, I was straight.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say also that you don't have to be a star. You can be you.
You.
That's enough.
Yeah, absolutely.
Enough, baby. I think that's probably could translate quite nicely to Chapel of Chapel. Just
yes.
that you don't have to strive to be like another company. You can be like who you are.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, what you offer. Yeah.
I
think that's right, Ibby, to think about a company as a person.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, as an entity.
As a being, yes.
It gives you empathy.
Yeah.
For the company. Think of it as a live, as a movable, malleable amoeba or something.
Well, that's what I think about it as well. Like in my heart, I think it's it is an entity. Like, and yeah, it gives you all the feelings.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, that's beautiful. Thank you so much. We'll take that on.
Yeah. Why not?
So, tell me about Queen Kong.
Oh, that came about because I was wanting to get into rock.
Yes.
Because it is generally a piano and kind of a bit more along the jazz lines or the musical lines, you know what I mean? And the musicals are generally a little bit more showbiz, like show tuney, that kind of background. Apart from Hedwig and a few other musicals.
Yeah.
I sort of felt inspired by the idea of creating a rock tune. And then from there, I felt inspired by the idea of creating an accessible rock show. And Dan's watching now. Dan was one of the main reasons we were able to create what we created, along with Adelaide Cabaret Festival. And
Yeah.
yeah, we put it together. We're really proud of it. And we can also see that it has more. I tell you what, in Australia, it's really hard because when you premiere a new work that's incredibly ambitious like that was,
Yeah.
it has to be 100% perfect. And if it's not, that's the end of it. And this is what I was talking to you before about why artists look for international, because what can often happen for a lot of these international artists is they'll go overseas to work in their show to get a sense of what their show is in front of an audience, because otherwise how do you know what the show is? You know, you have a sense of what the show is in a rehearsal room, and then you put it in front of an audience, and then you get a sense of how the show is in front of an audience, which is why it was created, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We don't get that here. We don't get that right.
You don't get that chance.
Maybe 5 shows, and that's the end of it. And it can be sometimes 10 years in the making for 5 nights. So it's a little bit heartbreaking. But yeah, that's why a lot of those international artists come over here. They do the fringe festivals. They do something like 8 weeks of performing their show. And by the end of it, they go, I know what it is now. They take it back to their country and they premiere it there.
Yeah.
What happened for Queen Kong is because it was so incredibly ambitious. When we put it up, it was great. But it hadn't got to the point where I think we all wanted it to be. There was a few things a little bit, you know, we needed another opportunity, another season to kind of like work out the kinks and stuff and work out what it was in front of an audience. But there is some interest in the work coming up, and I really hope that once we all get out again, we will be able to perform that epic.
Yeah, I loved it. I remember seeing it twice, and I just felt like I was on another level of art and rock music. I was taken, into a sci-fi land, and it was absolutely incredible. Remember that you come from a DFO and I come from a UFO. That song is in my head still. Like, it's brilliant. I absolutely loved it, and I was still feeling the love.
So nice of you. Thanks, Ivy. We've recorded our album. We're going to release a full-length album this year.
Oh, I'm there.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah, I think that's really exciting, and we're excited about the idea of being a rock band, not just having rock shows.
Yes.
And we'll see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. I'm there. I'm in the front row. We got it's been amazing, but we're nearly going to get cut off. I know.
How long have you got? Like 1 minute?
We've got eight minutes left.
Oh, do you want me to do a song?
I would love you to.
Okay, well maybe I'll do a song from Queen Kong.
Yes. Oh, do it.
Now, can you hear me? Can you hear the piano?
Yes.
Can you hear me over the piano?
Yes.
Okay. In the beginning, there was nothing at all. Ooh, ooh. But Stephen Hawking said there was something, and I believe him. Someone had to send out all of the invitations to all of the gods from different paradigms to invite them to the orgy we call the Big Bang. This being invited, Earth gods we know, like the one with a beard that sits on a throne. A la Buddha, Krishna, Zeus, and other man gods. We're all invited. Ah, ah, ah. And they all got naked and they went to a bathhouse and they created life as we know it, making love in an orgy we call the Big Bang. Wow! This is why we're all here today, 'cause all of the men gods were gay. Now drink here from this cup. Yes, all this shit's made up. In the end, it was all just a story, like any story we call a religion. And the good books like the Bible or Quran were written by man. Blah, 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 blah. Someone had to create the patriarchy.
Sarah, I think you're incredible. And
Thanks.
thank you. Thank you for sharing your beautiful, entertaining gift with us and our friendship. I appreciate so much.
And Evie, look, there's just so many cool people watching.
Amazing. It is, exactly.
Yeah, thank you. And I can't believe we got to chat for like nearly a full hour.
Exactly. I have to bring you onto here so we can get a chat. It's crazy, but I hope to catch up with you soon. We can see each other. So I want to come to your house for a soup, or you come to my house for a soup.
Oh my gosh, I can so make you that tom yum.
I'm there.
And like, don't tell everyone, but also the vegetarian dumplings at Aldi are amazing.
You're here first, guys.
So I'll pretend I made the dumplings, but then I did make the tom yum.
Exactly. So these
you'll
dumplings
love
are delicious.
Oh my god, they're so good.
We got 30 seconds left. Thank you everyone for watching. You're amazing.
Thank you so much. Love you, Evie.
Love you.
And love you, Ben.
Thank you for everybody for watching, and we will see you soon. Sarah, you're amazing. Such an inspiration. You are. I love you.
Love you more.
I love you more. Bye, honey.
Bye.
Bye.